Did you know that the breakfast you've been eating for the past 40 years might be the silent culprit behind your weakening muscles? It's shocking, but true. That healthy bowl of yogurt or that glass of orange juice you've trusted for decades could actually be sabotaging your strength after 60. Here's a startling fact. After 50, our bodies process food completely differently, especially affecting muscle strength and energy. And that heart-healthy breakfast option so many doctors recommended? Recent research shows it might be doing more harm than good. Today, I'm sharing the 4 breakfast foods silently destroying your health after 60, plus the 4 foods that can actually help you maintain strength, energy, and vitality. This information is critical if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. If you want to stay independent and energetic, hit that subscribe button and drop your favorite breakfast in the comments. I'd love to tell you if it's helping or hurting your muscles. Now, let's dive into why breakfast might be the most important health decision you make all day. Let me ask you something important. Have you noticed getting up from chairs is harder than 5 years ago? Or carrying groceries leaves you winded? It's not just aging, it's directly linked to your breakfast choices. For those over 50, breakfast isn't just another meal. After overnight fasting, it determines whether your body preserves muscle or breaks it down, whether you'll have sustainable energy or crash by noon. Here's what's happening. After 60, you face sarcopenia, natural muscle loss. Harvard's 2024 research confirms people over 60 lose 1 to 2% muscle mass yearly. That's 10 to 20% of your strength gone in a decade. This explains why many seniors eventually struggle with stairs, balance, and independence. But here's the game changer. That same study found people eating protein-rich breakfasts reduced muscle loss by up to 63%. That's the difference between needing help at 75 or staying independent into your 90s. The shocking truth? Many healthy breakfast foods actually accelerate muscle loss. That heart-healthy cereal? It creates blood sugar spikes that can cannibalize your muscles by lunchtime. And wait until you learn which type of yogurt is actually weakening your muscles right now. This revelation might completely change your grocery list this week. Worst breakfast food. Number 1. Sugary cereals. That colorful box of cereal sitting in your pantry could be quietly sabotaging your muscle strength, even if it proudly displays whole grain or heart healthy on the package. Here's the shocking truth. Most breakfast cereals, even the healthy ones, contain as much sugar as dessert. When you eat them, your blood sugar skyrockets, then crashes by mid-morning. For those of us over 60, this roller coaster destroys muscle tissue. I'll never forget meeting Howard Thompson, a brilliant 73-year-old retired engineer from Boston. Howard came to my workshop using a cane, frustrated that his legs had grown weak despite staying active his whole life. After reviewing his habits, we discovered the culprit. His healthy morning cereal was triggering insulin spikes that were literally eating away his muscle tissue. But it says heart healthy right on the box, he told me, almost angry at being misled for years. The worst offenders? Those brands with cartoon characters, fiber-rich flakes with dried fruit, and surprisingly, those senior formula cereals marketed specifically for people our age. The added vitamins mean nothing when wrapped in muscle-destroying sugar. After switching Howard to a protein-based breakfast, he noticed changes within 2 weeks. After 3 months, he set his cane aside. "I thought it was just age," he admitted, "but it was my breakfast all along. If your budget is tight, don't worry. Simple old-fashioned oatmeal with cinnamon and a spoonful of peanut butter costs pennies, and gives your muscles steady fuel. But if you think cereal is bad, wait until you hear about the morning beverage that might be doing even more damage to your muscles. Worst breakfast food number 2. Fruit juices. Remember how we were all told that a glass of orange juice every morning was one of the healthiest ways to start the day? What if I told you that advice might be causing irreversible muscle damage for anyone over 60? That glass of 100% natural juice you've been drinking for decades packs as much sugar as a can of soda, without any of the fiber that makes whole fruit healthy. For aging bodies, this sugar flood is particularly devastating. Patricia Walker, a spirited 78-year-old retired nurse from Phoenix, discovered this the hard way. For over 40 years, she started each day with a large glass of orange juice. "I thought I was doing everything right," she told me with frustration in her eyes. "But my muscle pain kept getting worse, and I felt exhausted by noon." Here's what was really happening. The concentrated fructose in fruit juice was overwhelming Patricia's liver, creating inflammatory compounds that directly attacked her muscle tissue. Without fiber to slow absorption, the sugar hit her bloodstream like a tidal wave, eventually contributing to prediabetes and chronic inflammation. What really surprised Patricia was learning that fruit juice affects older adults differently than younger people. After 60, our bodies simply can't process large amounts of fructose effectively. It becomes almost toxic to aging muscles. Within a month of replacing her morning juice with whole berries and water, Patricia noticed less pain in her legs and more consistent energy throughout the day. "If I'd known juice was hurting me, I would have stopped decades ago," she said. For those managing heart conditions or diabetes, this change is even more crucial. Try water with lemon, a small piece of whole fruit, or a few frozen berries in your water instead. Your muscles will thank you with better recovery and strength. Now, let's talk about something that might really surprise you. That diet-friendly yogurt in your fridge that's actually stealing your protein. Worst breakfast food number 3. Low-fat yogurt. Low-fat sounds healthy, doesn't it? Especially for those of us watching our weight or heart health after 60. But here's the shocking truth that changed everything for Eleanor Reed, a vibrant 68-year-old former teacher from Chicago. "I've eaten low-fat yogurt every morning for 20 years, Eleanor told me, her voice filled with frustration. "I couldn't understand why I kept losing muscle strength despite staying active." The problem? When manufacturers remove fat from yogurt, they typically add sugars and fillers to improve the taste. What's worse, they're removing the very nutrients older adults desperately need. After 50, healthy fats become essential for hormone production, joint health, and, surprisingly, muscle preservation. When Eleanor examined the label of her healthy yogurt, she was stunned to discover it contained more sugar than a small candy bar. This sugar spike was triggering inflammation and muscle breakdown, while the absence of fat meant her body couldn't properly absorb vital nutrients. For seniors with diabetes, this hidden sugar bomb can be particularly dangerous, and if you're dealing with heart issues, you're missing out on the beneficial fatty acids found in full-fat yogurt that actually support cardiovascular health. The simple switch to full-fat Greek yogurt transformed Eleanor's health within weeks. "My muscle pain decreased, and I had energy past lunchtime for the first time in years," she said with genuine amazement. Short on time? Keep Greek yogurt on hand and add your own flavor with cinnamon or berries. For budget-conscious seniors, plain full-fat yogurt costs about the same as the low-fat versions, but delivers significantly more nutrition. Now, let's talk about the breakfast pastry that's marketed as a quick, healthy option, but might be raising your blood pressure with every bite. Worst breakfast food number 4. Muffins. That tempting blueberry muffin might look innocent, but it's hiding a secret that could be affecting your blood pressure, blood sugar, and muscle strength with every bite. Raymond Wilson, a 74-year-old retired bus driver from Cleveland, learned this lesson the hard way. "I thought muffins were a healthier choice than donuts," Raymond told me with a sigh. "But my doctor couldn't figure out why my blood pressure kept climbing despite my medication." The truth? Most store-bought muffins, even those labeled whole grain or low-fat, contain shocking amounts of refined flour, sugar, and unhealthy oils. A typical coffee shop muffin packs more sugar than a candy bar and more sodium than a bag of chips. For seniors, this combination is particularly harmful. The refined carbs spike your blood sugar, while the sodium raises blood pressure. Together, they trigger inflammation that directly weakens muscle tissue and joints. What's especially deceptive is how muffins masquerade as breakfast food, when nutritionally, they're closer to dessert. Even homemade muffins with healthy ingredients like bananas or carrots often contain surprising amounts of sugar and white flour. After switching to whole grain toast with avocado, Raymond saw his blood pressure stabilize within weeks. "I feel stronger in the mornings now," he shared, "and I don't get that mid-morning crash anymore." Now for the good news, let's talk about 4 breakfast foods that can actually build muscle strength and give you sustained energy past 60. Best breakfast food. Number 1. Whole grains. Not all grains are created equal, especially for those of us past 60. The right whole grains can be game changers for muscle strength, steady energy, and digestive health. Meet Stephen Davis, an 81-year-old former carpenter from Minnesota who transformed his health with one simple breakfast change. "I was so stiff every morning I could barely tie my shoes," Stephen told me, his eyes sparkling with newfound energy. "Then my daughter suggested steel-cut oats instead of my usual breakfast sandwich." The difference between refined grains and true whole grains is night and day for aging bodies. Real whole grains like steel-cut oats, quinoa, and buckwheat contain the entire grain kernel, providing slow-releasing energy that stabilizes blood sugar and feeds your muscles consistently for hours. The fiber in whole grains does something remarkable for seniors. It feeds beneficial gut bacteria that recent research links directly to muscle preservation. A 2023 study found that adults over 65 who ate whole grains daily had significantly better muscle retention than those who didn't. For Stephen, the results were dramatic. "Within 2 weeks, my morning stiffness improved. After 2 months, I could bend down without groaning. My friends kept asking what medication I was taking." He chuckled. "Even on a tight budget, whole grains are affordable." Stephen's tip. "I make a big batch of overnight oats on Sunday that lasts all week. 5 minutes of prep for 5 days of better health." But if you want truly powerful muscle fuel after 60, nothing compares to our next breakfast champion. Best breakfast food number 2. Eggs. Remember when doctors told us to avoid eggs because of cholesterol concerns? Science has completely reversed that position, especially for those of us over 60. In fact, eggs might be the perfect muscle-preserving food for seniors. Margaret Johnson, a lively 76-year-old former accountant from Philadelphia, discovered this truth after years of avoiding egg yolks. "I was doing everything right, egg white omelets, low-fat everything, but I kept getting weaker," she explained with a knowing smile. "Then my grandnephew, a nutrition student, suggested I start eating whole eggs again." Here's why eggs are gold for aging muscles. They contain the highest quality protein on the planet, with all essential amino acids perfectly balanced for muscle maintenance. The yolk, which many seniors avoid, contains vitamin D and choline, nutrients critically important for muscle function and brain health after 60. Recent research from the Journals of Gerontology shows adults over 65 who eat egg-based breakfasts maintain significantly more muscle mass than those who don't. The combination of protein and healthy fats provides steady energy without the blood sugar crashes that accelerate muscle loss. Within a month of adding 2 eggs to her daily breakfast, Margaret noticed remarkable changes. "My grip strength improved first," she recalled. "Then I realized I could climb the stairs without holding the railing. It was like turning back the clock." For those concerned about cholesterol, the latest research is reassuring. Most healthy seniors can enjoy up to 7 eggs weekly without concern. But there's another breakfast superstar many people avoid because they think it's too fattening. Best breakfast food number 3. Avocados. Too fattening. That's what Robert Anderson, an 83-year-old retired firefighter from Seattle, thought about avocados for most of his life. "I avoided them completely," he admitted with a laugh. "Then my cardiologist gave me surprising advice. Eat more avocados for heart health." This fatty fruit might be one of the most powerful foods for maintaining muscle and cardiovascular health after 60. The monounsaturated fats in avocados are precisely what aging bodies need to reduce inflammation, support hormone production, and protect muscle tissue. What makes avocados especially valuable for seniors is their unique combination of nutrients that work together. The healthy fats help your body absorb vitamins, while the potassium, more than you'll find in a banana, helps maintain proper muscle function and blood pressure. For Robert, adding half an avocado to his morning toast created dramatic improvements. "Within weeks, my joint pain decreased noticeably. My doctor was amazed at my improved blood work after 3 months," he shared proudly. Many seniors worry about cost, but there's a simple solution. Buy slightly firm avocados on sale, then refrigerate them once ripe to extend freshness for up to 2 weeks. You can also freeze ripe avocado in slices for smoothies or mash with a little lemon juice to prevent browning. For those managing heart conditions or diabetes, avocados are particularly beneficial. Their combination of fiber and healthy fats helps regulate blood sugar while supporting cardiovascular health. But our final breakfast superstar might surprise you even more. It's the brain-protecting, muscle-building food that tastes like dessert. Best breakfast food number 4. Berries. They may look tiny, but berries pack an extraordinary punch for aging bodies. Just ask Barbara Collins, an inspiring 87-year-old former music teacher from Vermont, who still plays piano concerts weekly. "I started adding a handful of blueberries to my breakfast at age 75, Barbara told me, her eyes bright with vitality. "My doctor suggested it for brain health, but I noticed something unexpected. My muscle recovery improved dramatically. After playing piano for hours, my hands weren't as stiff anymore." Berries, like blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries, contain unique compounds called anthocyanins that combat inflammation at the cellular level. For seniors, this means reduced joint pain, faster muscle recovery, and significant protection against age-related muscle loss. What makes berries especially valuable after 60 is their dual action on both brain and muscle tissue. The same anti-inflammatory compounds that preserve muscle function also protect brain cells, supporting both physical strength and cognitive sharpness. Research from Tufts University found that adults who consumed berries regularly had significantly less muscle loss and better balance than those who didn't. Even more impressive, many participants reported noticeable improvements within just 30 days. Concerned about cost? Frozen berries provide the same benefits as fresh but cost significantly less and last for months. Barbara's tip: I buy frozen berries in bulk and add a small handful too. The breakfast choices you make after 60 aren't just about taste. They're about maintaining your independence, strength, and zest for life. By avoiding the 4 breakfast saboteurs, sugary cereals, fruit juices, low-fat yogurt, and muffins, and embracing the 4 breakfast champions, whole grains, eggs, avocados, and berries, you're not just changing a meal, you're changing your future. Start with just one swap this week. Perhaps trade that juice for berries, or that muffin for avocado toast. Your muscles will respond with renewed strength, and your energy will stabilize throughout the day. What breakfast change will you make tomorrow? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear your journey towards stronger, more vibrant golden years.